William Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha. First, to start off with leadership. So, what is leadership? It's a long-term position of power. It influences either small or large groups of individuals. A leader has the ability to empower others, the ones that are following them. You can be a charismatic leader, a transformational leader, or an inspirational leader, depending on what your characteristics are as a leader. So the focus of a leader is providing others with their needs based on knowing what they do need, and it betters the state of their followers. On to William Buffett's upbringing. He was introduced into the stock market at the age of 11 when he bought his first stock. By the time he was 16, he had a total capital of $53,000, which was more than what his teachers were making at that point. Once he finished high school, he was rejected from Harvard, which was his dream school, and then to go on, he wanted to apply to his idol's company, which was an investment company, Benjamin Graham. He was also rejected. So after that, he took the commotion and the rough times, and he paid to take a public speaking course to further his ability to persuade others to follow his needs. And by the time he was about mid-20s, he invested and took ownership of a failing textile company, which is Berkshire Hathaway, which is now a multi-billion-dollar company who owns tons of corporations in the United States. William Buffett has worked in both the workplace and society as a leader. In the workplace, he gives his employees financial incentives to perform. This year, for example, during March Madness, he offered $1 million to any one of his employees who could get the final 16 of the bracket, right? So he gives these monetary incentives so the employees work harder and aim to better the company along with their own lives. One of his main philosophies is he measures success by making people love him, not by earning money, which is what a leader needs, is for his followers to love him, and then that will furthermore increase the performance of the company itself. So by making sure he connects with the people will work harder to better the whole collective. By maximizing his workers' talents, he can maximize profits in the end. So he's still focused on that employee-centric idea where it's all about the employees loving how he's running his company. And by doing that, the company runs smoother. So he uses his knowledge of business, which he started generating at the age of 11 when he started investing, and then into his investment into Berkshire Hathaway. By doing that, he passes on his wisdom to his employees, who can then become the investor or the worker that he is as a leader. In society, William Buffett is one of the most philanthropic leaders that the world has ever seen. Back in the early 2010s, he started up an initiative with Bill Gates, which was the Giving Pledge Foundation, where he influenced billionaires to invest some of their money that they don't need because it's just overboard. So by starting this company, he's leading the world to become more equal, so there's not such a margin between the richest and the lower end. And this Giving Pledge allows other people to see through his investments and through his capital that it can be used for better than just own use. Along with that, to better society, he's promised to donate 99% of his fortune. And by this time today, he's already donated $35 billion to people around the world, to foundations. And this leadership idea is him showing people who are also in his position that it's possible to better the world, even keeping some of your own money. He has a philanthropy score of 5, which is one of the top-notch things where it's about you have to donate over $30 billion to have a philanthropic score of 5, which he has. And it just goes to show that he's not focused on himself. He wants to lead the people of the world. He cares about the people, not himself, and that's what a leader needs, is to be more focused on others than their own personal gain. And finally, not just his Giving Pledge, Bill Gates has been focused on donating to all sorts of foundations around the world that are really going out to better people who are in need and not just worried about the top 1%, and he continuously donates to these foundations to better the whole world. Now on to William Buffett's leadership style. He's not like most of the people that you'd expect with a lot of money. He kind of goes against the norm, which he's always done. He invested in a failing textile company. He started investing when he was 11. He was rejected by many of his dream ideas and then continued on. So he's always faced adversity, but that adversity strengthened him into a person where he can see what other people's needs are and he can go for them because he knew what it felt like when he had nothing. So he's an inspirational leader because people can see this guy who was not even 18 had already invested $53,000. He was doing all this stuff that are what adults do and some adults can't even do. And by showing youth that it's possible to gain a good amount of money and not be focused on just themselves, that it is possible and it is for the betterment of the whole world. He has a desire to make the world a better place, and he's not just worried about a specific group of people as a leader. He wants to lead the whole entire world into like a harmonized place where everyone can be equal and seen as equal, and there's not conflict between economics or religion. He just wants to better everyone's world and make it a fully harmonized world. But in his workplace, he uses incentives and empowerment to lead his people into being the best employees they can be. He has economic incentives. He empowers his employees to do whatever they want within boundaries, but he always has that focus that these people know what they're doing and they can do what they want to do no matter what the case is. When he was young, he took a public speaking course, which he paid to do, so he knows how to talk to people and influence them into doing things. Throughout his whole life, all he's wanted to do is lead people to be successful. And that's what a leader is. It needs to be focused on the people and empowering the people into believing in that they can succeed. To summarize William Buffett as a leader, his main idea is that he doesn't want money to drive him, and he doesn't want money to be the only thing that people focus around. He wants people to see what he's doing as a philanthropist or an owner of a company or an investor or CEO. And it's not just about the money, it's about getting personal success and personal fulfillment. Money is important in today's society, but he doesn't allow money to drive him. He aims to make the world a better place by educating others. It's easy to say when he's a billionaire, but the thing is money isn't the only option. You can be fulfilled by doing things for other people, helping other people in need. He was born a leader. Before he was 11, he was already taking initiative and becoming an adult. He's been through adversity and he's been through hardships, but throughout all this, he still has the focus of making the world a better place, which is what's going to end up being the best for everyone in the long term anyways. His philanthropy is very important because for most billionaires, they don't see that they want to help others and that others need help. And when one of the most richest people in the world is showing that they can still help the world but keep their fortune, it's a good way to inspire and lead people who are in a similar position to him to strive to make the world a better place. You have to set goals and aim to get those goals, realistic or not, and that's how you become a good leader. Thank you.